Hello and welcome back to Get Great at Maths. I'm here to help you pass your maths exam, so hit that like and subscribe button. We're going to look at keywords, key formulas and how to gain top marks. So let's get ready to get great at maths. Now in this question, this links on to another question which is very similar. So you can see in our diagram we have got Sarah making jewellery, and in our diagram you can see there are 3 black beads up here, 1 white bead, and there are 4 beads on their own. And you're told that she uses this rule to work out how many black beads. So the number of black beads is equal to the white beads times 3. So you can see here I've got 1 white bead, I times it by 3, so it gives me the 3 black beads. And then I've got to add on these extra 4 beads here that are given initially. Now you're told that she uses 25 black beads. So you've got to work out how many beads she uses, and you've got to write the answer in the box here for 1 mark. So you're working out the number of black beads. So it's slightly different to the other question, which was very similar, where you had to work out the white beads. Now we're working out this time we're working out the white beads. Last time we had to work out the black beads. This is worth 1 mark in the exam. So your key facts, you need to replace the word with a number. So in this case, you're told you've got 25 black beads, so you need to replace the word with the number. Then you've got to work out the answer. So you need to know your families, your number families. So the opposite of adding is subtracting. So we're going to be looking at an equation here where you're going to be taking things to the opposite side. So you need to know the families in order to be able to solve the problem. So you need to know the opposite of adding is subtracting. The opposite of subtracting is adding. The opposite of multiplying is dividing. And the opposite of dividing is multiplying. So you need to know these 4 facts here. So these 2 come as a pair, and then these bottom 2 come as a pair. You need to be familiar with that in order to help you solve the question that you're going to have here. So press pause, see if you can write down an equation and then work out how to use these facts here to get the answer. Fantastic work. So hopefully you've managed to work out how many white beads we needed. So instead of writing the word black, we're going to write 25. So there were 25 black beads. So instead of writing the word black, we're going to write 25. And it's going to equal the number of white beads. Now I'm just writing W rather than the word white because mathematicians are generally quite lazy. So we shorten things. So instead of writing the word white, we're just going to write the letter W. We're still timesing it by 3, and then we're adding 4. Now I haven't bothered putting the brackets in here because when you've only got add and multiply together, you technically don't need the brackets, but it is a little bit of an indication that that's the bit you do first and then you add on the 4. So when we come to solve this, we've got to go the opposite way, so that will give you a bit of a clue. But these brackets, you could write in a bracket or you don't have to write in the brackets. It doesn't change the answer because when you do your BizMaths, multiply comes before add. So we've got to find W. So you've got to think of the number of white beads times by 3 plus 4, the answer is 25. Now some children will be able to look at that and just know what the answer is. They'll just know how many white beads there are because they can think, okay, try a number, 2 times 3 is 6 plus 4. Okay, that's not 25, so that's not right. Let me try again and keep going until you get the answer 25 to work out what the white beads are. And some people will be able to just do that in their head. A lot of people find that very difficult to do in their head. So there is an alternative method, which is the more algebraic method to use, especially when you go on to do harder level maths. It's a really good method to understand how this actually works. So as I said before, these brackets in here doesn't matter if you write them or not, but that means this is the bit you do first and this plus 4 is the bit you do second. So we're going to get rid of the thing we do second, which is the plus 4. So we want to do the opposite to plus 4. So if you look over here, it says opposite to plus is subtract. So the opposite to plus 4 is going to be subtract 4, which means I need to take 4 from both sides of the equation to make sure the equation stays balanced. 25 take away 4 is 21. W times 3 is still exactly the same. And plus 4 take away 4 is nothing. So I'm left with 21 is equal to W times 3. Now I need to get W on its own, so I need to get rid of this times by 3. Now the opposite to times by 3, the opposite of multiply is divide, so I'm now going to divide both sides by 3. 21 divided by 3 is 7. 3 divided by 3 is 1, so I'm left with 1W or just a W. So 7 is equal to the W, which means the white beads. Often people like to write it the other way around, so I've got the number of white beads, or W, is equal to 7. So that means how many white beads does she use? The answer is 7 that needs to go in this box here. Give yourself a big tick if you got that correct. Well done. The mark scheme on this question shows the answer 7 for 1M, which means 1 method mark. If you found this video useful, please share, like and subscribe so we can all get great at maths. If you've enjoyed this video, please don't forget to share, like and subscribe. Please follow Get Great at Maths on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook and X. What do you want to see next on Get Great at Maths? Please comment below. See you next time.